Hello everybody, welcome back to the Craft Beer Hub. I've got another beer review for you and it is of this. This is another Burnt Mill beer, but this beer is brand new into Morrisons. I've just recorded the Polly's video that's going to go out before this one, and it's toned down my excitement levels a little bit. I bought these three beers today, it's Sunday. I bought these three beers today in the Morrisons up in Norwich, and I was really happy to get them home and get them open and get them reviewed for you. The Polly's beers, they just tasted like they've had to cut corners to get them to a £3.50 price point. So that alone has managed my expectations for this. Now, the only thing I can think of, and I believe I've had this beer in the past through twistedhops.co.uk, the bottle shop that I use regularly. I believe I've had this beer through them. It's from Burnt Mill. It's called Green Paths, and it's a Citra and Mosaic IPA at 6%. Classic Burnt Mill. They always go for this lovely landscape picture sort of wrap. But yeah, Burnt Mill, brilliant. If you've watched the channel for any period of time, you'll know my love for Burnt Mill. And they're really close to me, down in Stowmarket. I live about 25 minutes north of that. I think they are one of the best breweries in the country. In terms of consistency, I just think they're brilliant across a multitude of styles as well. They normally stick to the pales and IPAs, Burnt Mill do, but if they've, I've had a cocoa porter from them and stuff like that, and it's always been really good. So I've got high hopes for this. This was £3.50 on the Morrisons shelf, 440 can. On the face of it, looks like any other Burnt Mill can. I'm really hoping that this is a brand exercise for Burnt Mill, that they're going to get themselves out there and get themselves known through Morrisons with good quality beer. That's what I'm hoping, because the Polly stuff was just a little bit short for me. Right, let's get this can open. Let's spin the can. It's got all the hallmarks of a good beer. Citra, Mosaic, 2 hops. I love Mosaic more than Citra. I've just actually got Enigma on the back of the can. Oh, but hops in general that I quite like. IPA at 6% as well. It's bang on the money. Let's get it in the can. There we go. Almost looks like a West Coast, look. Wasn't expecting that. Burnt Mills are sort of normally master the kind of hazy, soupy kind of thing that a lot of other breweries go for. But that is pretty much, there's a slight hazy hue to the beer, but generally speaking, that is a clear beer. Little bit of carbonation there, doing some work. We've got one finger white head, white fluffy foamy head. First impressions, not that good if I'm honest, but you never know. They might have not just used oats. You know, a lot of breweries get that haze by using oats. This could just be purely unfiltered, hence why we've got a slight haze to the beer. Let's get an aroma then, see what we get. Fresh lemon zest. Really juicy pineapple, more sort of like your pineapple, you know, your fresh pineapple juice. Slight hint of mango. Smells really quite sweet. Sweet mango. Smells good. Smells really good. It's just the appearance, it's kind of knocked me off because, like I say, Burnt Mill normally do the big sort of hazy, soupy things. But hey, it could be really good. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, it's nice. Oh, it's really bitter. Really bitter. I said it was smelling quite sweet, so I suppose, and it is quite sweet. So that bitterness is there to really play against that sugary sweetness at the start. Lovely sort of bitter orange note that runs through this. Sweet fruits to start with, then it turns into citrus, bitter orange, lime, lemon. Then it ends with a really piney bitterness at the back. The sweetness is there and it's gone. And this beer ramps up. It's quite intense, this beer, quite quickly. It's very much a West Coast beer in its style. Little to no real mouthfeel to talk about. Low carbonation in the mouth. And it's a creeper. It starts off quite sweet. I mean, the sweetness is there and gone. And all of a sudden you get hit with this real orangey, citrus, piney, almost earthy bitterness. And it's an intense bitterness as well. Not the beer I was expecting, but there are a lot of qualities to this beer. I just don't know if it's going to be suited to. Is it going to be suited to the person that buys their craft beer in the supermarket, that's been used to those big, sweet, thick IPAs that have been released over the past sort of 2.5, 3 years? The jury's out, I suppose. I think if you look at the front of the can and you see Citra and Mosaic IPA, excuse me, you're probably going to be expecting a very different beer to what you've got in the glass. Equally, it's good. It's just a very different experience. Very different experience, this beer. Let's have a look at the back of the can whilst we pour ourselves another little bit. Oh, there we go. It says on the back of the can, look, West Coast leaning IPA with a tropical fruity party of aromatics from the layering of Citra, Mosaic and Enigma hops. A stripped back malt profile, low bitterness. I would not have said that was low bitterness at all. I mean, okay, it's not got sort of, if we're going to talk West Coast, it's not got Oregon Trail levels of bitterness, but that is definitely it's not a low bitterness beer at all for me. And a dry finish, yeah, it is a very dry finish. Keep everything lean and drinkability high. Canned at the end of September, so that's not a month ago, in Suffolk in England. Yeah. Pretty decent beer, this. It's just, West Coast are a bit of a love it or hate it beer for a lot of people, especially the sort of person that's gonna buy their craft beer in the supermarket. But yeah, it's not a low bitterness beer for me, especially not by the appearance and kind of what I saw on the front of the can on the shelf. Like I said, I don't read the back of the can, so I don't know actually what they're trying to achieve. That's why I much prefer reading it after I've drunk the beer. But yeah, that's not bad from Burnt Mill. I quite like that. It's probably not my favourite. It's probably not my favourite beer from them. Usually their level is always way up there. But yet again, like I said in the Polly's video, if you've watched that, if you haven't, go and have a look. I said very much the same thing. Of you can kind of taste that maybe these beers are kind of the lower end of what these guys would produce. To hit that £3.50 price point, that's not going to be an easy thing to do. In terms of getting craft beer to that level, but yeah, they've done a pretty good job here. And if you've never had a West Coast before, this is probably quite a nice way in. It's not too intense on those real bitter orange and it's not piney notes. It's not too bad. It's probably a nice split. It's probably halfway between a regular IPA and a Westie. So it's probably a nice way for you to get into West Coast IPAs. Let me know if you've had this, guys. I'm going to rate that. What am I going to rate that at? That's a 3.5 out of 5. That's not too bad from Burnt Mill. Let me know if you've had this. Let me know how you get on. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.